Tell me about your vision in all of this and where did it come from? I've heard a few things that maybe had brought this up, but what's your vision?
So, my vision for my own company, but really for leaders as a whole, is
Yeah,
to get to a place where they feel that they're authentically showing up, that they're capable of leading people, but that comes with a set of responsibilities and skills, but it's not an exclusive of what their teams would be doing.
yeah,
My vision is to help inspire leaders to be their authentic selves,
yeah.
to be better at that. And so, my little story, I was a 30 plus year corporate transformation person. I started my career at Accenture. I
Okay.
ended my career at IBM. I did all kinds of technology transformation, business transformation, organizational transformation throughout all of that. And when I decided to go out on my own, it was really about helping empower leaders
Yeah,
to embrace the kinds of change for themselves, but even more importantly, to inspire that change in their people, to inspire them to follow. Um, and the leaders that I have worked with, without question, have been really all about buying into the change is not something that while
mhm,
it's hard, it
yeah,
doesn't have to be personally hard. It can be something that is a really amazing growth opportunity.
yeah,
And I have loved the last almost 3 years working with primarily women, because that's some of the networking that I've been part of,
yeah.
but women that are interested in stepping into their own
Mm,
ability to impact and grow other people and individuals.
yeah,
As entrepreneurs, I often talk with women that are doing just that, because I contributed to a book that was all about becoming an unstoppable woman entrepreneur.
okay.
That's yeah, my little chapter. And I just love talking with other women that are looking to do that. And don't get me wrong, I love talking to other men too. It's
Yeah,
just different opportunities, different barriers.
yeah, yeah,
So lots of times women entrepreneurs are struggling, just like leaders are struggling to
yeah,
feel like they have opportunity, or they deserve the opportunity, or they know how to follow through on
yeah.
opportunities that are presenting to themselves.
And it's so interesting you speak about the dynamics of differences between men, who are getting into the field of being leaders and women. We do have a big difference. And I go back to when I was younger. That's often what you seen was white collar men,
Mhm.
and they were the leaders. They were the COOs. They're the only ones with the acronyms in the
Right.
company from what I visualized
Yep.
when I was younger. And so now that things are changing and life is changing, and we see as women that we have the power to be in the same position, just with a different innate thing that we have called emotions, but we can still do the same thing. So I love that. With all that being said, what's your why?
My my why has always been about being authentically myself
Yes.
in helping others. Even when I was a corporate executive, they joke that I didn't get the IBM blue lobotomy, right? I never really the same way that was standard, that was taught. Because for me, it was really about showing up as an authentic leader,
Yeah.
helping others to understand, build belief, right? Build belief in where we were going, what we were doing, and then taking that strong belief and
Yeah.
helping to embody that in a change, create some capability in people, create encouragement and engagement, and
Yeah.
then making sure that I was sustaining that.
Yeah.
So what's funny is my why from a business perspective has always been that way. Going out on my own didn't change that why; it just changed who my why impacted. But
Yeah.
ultimately, my why has always been my family.
Yeah.
I have 3 children, all of whom grew up with a strong, independent, for a long time single mom
Yeah.
that was very, very committed to making sure that they not only succeeded in what they wanted to do, but
Mm,
they saw that success was possible. And
absolutely.
so many lessons from business overlapped into parenting, parenting overlapped into business. That that driver of why you show up every day is going to far outlive anything that I'm going to do. And being, generous in the ability to share those lessons, model them for my children, model them for my leadership, in company.
Oh,
I spent a lot of time leading our local school board for that same
mm,
reason. It is about bringing all of your capabilities to whatever the role that you have, whether that be parent, leader, uh,
yeah.
board member, what have you.
I love that. I love that. And you mention often authenticity, and I don't want to do our audience a disservice. Explain to the audience and even myself what authenticity means as a whole and to you as well. It's a used word, wide used word around, and I want some of the new leaders or the entrepreneurs to understand what authenticity means.
For me, it really truly means, what do you hope that you be and deliver and show up as?
Hmm.
Lots of people will think, well, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
This is what I'm expected to do. My C-suite title expects me to do these things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like who you are.
Yeah.
And showing up for yourself, being, I'm very careful about this. Lots of times leaders will say, I'm authentic. I shared my whole morning and it was terrible. And I often say to leaders specifically, being your authentic self does not mean that you are burdening your organization with everything you think of.
That's
It's
good.
not about dumping all of the woes and the sorrows and the things that the leader's responsibilities onto someone else.
Yes.
There's an authenticity that says, how is it that I want to be seen? And how is it that I want to be heard and experienced? That's different
Yeah.
than being full kimono, right? You're not supposed, right? If you can stand there naked,
Yeah.
that's not necessarily authentic unless you can stand there naked, being very comfortable with how you're being seen. And I think that's a balance, because too many leaders think that if I'm going to be authentic, I'll just, be able to just be. It's not all of that.
Yeah.
It really is about what is the effect I want to have. I often say to leaders, when we're talking about communication, there's 3 questions that you ask yourself before you press send or post a blog or even get onto a conversation. When you're done with this exchange of communication, what do you want people to think? What do you want people to feel? And what do you want them to do as a result of your communication?
Yeah.
If you can think about that from a level of authenticity, what do I want people to think, feel, and do with my leadership presence today?
Yeah.
That's a level of helping you to be authentically you in a leadership role,
Yeah.
and not necessarily be full burdening of everyone, of everything you've ever thought. And it's a balance.
Yeah.
Not everyone does it very well. There's plenty of those leaders. We
Yeah.
can probably all think of those that you're just like, why did he say that or she say that? Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't help me. It just makes me feel bad for you
Yeah.
as the leader. But too many leaders think that that's what they're telling me. Go be authentic. Go be vulnerable. Doesn't mean they have to know everything about you.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.